I grew up in Salt Lake in the Elkhurst neighborhood. My dad and my mom had a little mom and pop grocery store. I started to work in the store when I was probably 6 or 7 years old. I went to Highland High, then I went away to college at Columbia in New York. My plan always was to become an English literature scholar and to focus on 17th century poetry. College was not that difficult for me. I loved living in New York and studying literature in New York.
Went to Columbia, got out of college, and he went into Volunteers in Service of America and ended up doing union organizing.
I was a volunteer in a poor neighborhood in southern New Hampshire for a year, and really that changed my life. I developed a different set of priorities, and I quickly decided that the academic life was not suited for what I wanted to do. Ultimately, I went to law school at the University of Utah. I didn't know any lawyers. I had never really been in a courtroom. You know, you're learning the ropes in something that is totally foreign, and that was fun. My first year of law school at the University of Utah was one of the funnest times that I can remember. They taught me so much about life, as well as the fundamentals of my profession. My wife and I had decided that we were going to go to Denver. I clerked for a year for a judge, and I walked to work, and it had snowed the night before, and it was gorgeous bluebird morning. And I got to work, and I said, I can't leave this place. So I accepted an offer in Salt Lake with Van Cott Bagley. And then I called Gail, and she said, you did what?
Alan has been asked often to represent clients in really complicated matters.
I've been very fortunate to have clients who have enriched my life. They have trusted me with really, really difficult problems. The same clients on a continuous basis. The University of Utah is one of them. Representing a major university is a big deal for me, and it's been a lot of fun. I've represented the ski resorts. I represented Powder Corporation in the lawsuit with Vail and Talisker over the ownership of what was then called the Park City Mountain Resort. I've represented the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and a number of its entities.
Main Street case where the church closed off Main Street with the consent of the city.
That was the beginning of a relationship that I've had with leaders in the Mormon Church that lasts until today. And it's all been just incredibly satisfying because they have trusted me. That's the fun of working for clients, is that they trust you.
Alan represented IHC when its tax-exempt status was threatened. I think they all feel comfortable with him. And that's a pretty diverse group.
Alan is regarded as one of the most well-prepared, hardworking, and courteous lawyers.
He's always rated as one of the top 2 or 3 litigators in the Intermountain area.
He has every award or accolade you can think of.
He's somebody you can always trust.
He is always respectful of the judge. He is always respectful of the process.
There is really no more significant calling that a lawyer has than to represent people who are powerless or vulnerable or disabled.
Tonight, a woman exonerated of murder will spend her first night at home in 17 years.
Alan took the case, litigated the case, and proved that Deb Brown was actually, factually innocent.
Which took a tremendous amount of resources from the law firm and time of Alan's.
And it was Alan who picked her up and drove her away from prison in 2011.
She has a job, she has a house, talked to her last week, she's doing great.
Alan's relationships with his clients transcend the representation.
It's not easy to slow down in law practice. You're kind of either doing it or you're not doing it. I've discovered a little secret, and the way to slow down is to schedule more vacations. We've been to Alaska a couple of times. We've been to South Africa, Botswana. We went to Morocco in October of last year. My wife has been by my side for 43 years. She's been a wonderful partner.
He has a strong sense of devotion to his family.
They have been a source of real fulfillment for me.
Any institution in the country would be proud to have Alan Sullivan as a graduate.
I'm glad I went to law school where I did. I've never regretted practicing law in Salt Lake City.
He's deeply embedded in Utah, period.
Utah is where he loves, it's what he loves, and he's had a tremendous impact. He's the kind of lawyer who comes along either in fiction or once in a generation.